Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are back with another golf video. This time, a lot of time has passed since the last one. It's been a full week actually. I played once since then, didn't get to record it. And I also went to the range once. A few things have changed. We're gonna be changing up the clubs in our bag a bit. I switched to a different set of irons. I'm really like on a quest to find like ways to get better outside of just practice more. So I'm hoping that, you know, a new set of irons might actually help with that. It's actually, the set I'm using is a set that my dad had from a long time ago. Not quite as old as the ones that my uncle gave me, I don't think, but the grips are in really bad shape. So we'll see how it works out. But the main thing is tomorrow, real time, not maybe when this video is uploaded, I'm going to be playing with my uncle for the first time in a couple months now. So we're going to a pretty nice course. First time I've ever played it, so getting a little warm-up round in here. No promises on whether or not I'll be able to record with him. He did express interest that like he wanted me to record, but we'll see. Maybe he won't feel that way once we get on the course, or there'll be some, you know, external factors stopping us from doing so. But pretty gloomy, and it's like, you know, mid 60s, and it's actually, no, it's like 70s, and yeah, we're definitely getting rain today, so. I think we talked about this in the last video. Put the foot back a little bit, trying to correct for the slice. It's been working. I just need to remember to push my hips through it, because otherwise we don't accomplish anything. And I kind of like severely injured my shoulder. I don't really know what to say. Like every once in a while I move my shoulder a certain way and I have like debilitating pain, but it doesn't happen when I'm swinging the golf club. It's only when I'm like lifting something. So I guess we're gonna be good. Still searching for more distance off the tee. Might be talking about new clubs in that way too. But yeah, we're parallel with that bell. Obviously the tees were a bit up today. They were literally like at the front of the box, but I don't think that was more than like 5 yards above where I've hit before, so. Okay, so right out of the gate, I can tell I'm hitting these better, but of course you would hope so with this kind of design. The more I think about it, the more I realize that I just kind of don't really care what the clubs look like. I'd rather get good at golf and then worry about, you know, what my appearance is on the course. So I hit that one very poorly and it went up in the air, went pretty far, a lot farther than I would have hit it with the previous set. All I can say is thank God it's so rainy out, because that really, if that was a hot day in the middle of the summer, that would have shot off the back of the green. Look at that. We got the construction in play today. Hopefully that won't disrupt me too much. Okay, something a little different today too. I'm not really here to shoot a score. Like, I'm not trying to break my record today. Today I'm just trying to warm up for tomorrow and get used to hitting these clubs. The first shot, my club, the grip like is so bad that it slipped out of my hand as I was swinging it. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Basically barely hit the ball. But the second shot should be much more representative of what I expect to happen with that club. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get them regripped. I just didn't want to spend like $100 getting a full set regripped if I planned on buying new irons, you know? Not bad at all. One chip is all we want. If we get the third shot on the green, we're always good. If I hit it a little thin, it doesn't have like this crazy, like it almost hurts my hands. When I hit it thin with the other clubs, it like legitimately hurts my hands. This I hit it like relatively thin and it still like went exactly where, like dead straight, no nothing wrong with it. And it like felt great. It was a little short. I still have problems with distance. Again, I should be hitting this club way further than this, but it doesn't even matter because we're on the green. Looks like there was some kind of fight here or something. I don't know. A lot of debris. We'll have to clean this up a bit. But yeah, birdie putt coming up. I like that. The birdie putt was really long. And it's quite wet. Like as you might have been able to even tell, like as the ball's rolling, it's leaving like a mark on the green because of the dew that's still on the ground from last night's rain. From one tree to the next. This time, luckily, I didn't hit it too far. It's here, perfectly safe. So we just have through those trees there. I think last time I hit it too far left, so this time I'm going to try to just make sure I get it over those trees. There is a pitching wedge in that set. I didn't bring it because I didn't want to add any more variables to it. So I just kind of hit a half 9. And I'll tell you what, that was the most pure half swing I ever took. I felt every second of the ball. It felt like it bit off the club, and just hit it a bit long. Obviously, I should not have hit freaking 9-iron from there, but I just wanted to stay with those irons just to make sure. So yeah, even though we're off the back of the green, it is still very satisfactory to me. And it's kind of like misting out, like literally it's not raining, but I'm walking through water. Okay, that's a good par. That's actually really good. That first putt was quite good. And I kind of wish I didn't hit 3-wood out of that first shot, because I would definitely would have had a better shot at birdie. But yeah, irons are working out so far. Okay, we put the famous rain hat on. You see me wear it on stream. Now it's time for its original usage to shine. I hit it very well, I thought, but not very far. So we still have this, you know, same shot that we always have. We're gonna make the right decision here. No reason to risk it, especially because it's easy to lose a ball if you do. But I did find a blue ball. Actually, the guy who came to collect the money found it. He's like, "There's a blue ball right here. Is that yours?" I was like, "No, not mine." Failed to lay up. I kind of hit it on the line that I didn't want to hit it, and hopefully I'll be able to find it, because I didn't have a club that should be able to get it there. So we'll see where it is. Okay, so ball's just under this tree. I guess if I just took the right club out, this would have been perfect and be punt for eagle basically. But yeah, I don't know. Still unconfident with that kind of thing. Caught it like not good at all, mostly because the tree, I guess. Also because I suck, but it like smashed off the pin. It was going, well, it wouldn't have gone in, it would have bounced over, but regardless, if the pin wasn't there, it would be completely in a different place. First putt hit too soft, second putt hit way too hard. And that's the furthest I've ever been on this hole. Again, pretty much every tee box is like at the exact front of the box though. In fact, that box, the front of it's kind of like sloped downward, so I had to take like a foot or two back just so I wasn't hitting off like some slope. It's almost miraculous, like for real. These irons are the real deal. You probably can't really tell, but I hit it off the toe like hardcore. You see, you can't tell because I'm holding the camera, but you see like right here, basically right here where my thumb is. That's basically where I hit it. I mean, it was so bad of a toe strike, it actually left a mark on the club, and it was like put up in the air and went like maybe 5 degrees or 5 yards short of where I wanted it to go. Kind of broke off to the left. You might have been able to see the water kind of like spinning off the ball. Looks pretty cool, but that can't be good for the pace. Anyway, somehow it's like getting nice out. Now it's gorgeous out, and I just hit the best drive pretty much of my life. I mean, it was amazing. It's a very short hole, so keep that in mind. But ball's right here, green's right there, about 70 yards to the flag. Usually I'm back kind of by that tree there, so it's a good maybe 20 yards, about 15 yards past it. Had a little bit of a, what do they call it, baby fade going on, where it didn't slice, but it definitely went a little left to right. If it was straight, we'd probably be kind of at the edge there. So tried to do the same thing again with that 9-iron. Didn't work. Heard a lot of irons now that are like targeted at like game improvement. The loft is stronger, I think is the way you describe it. Like, it's, if I'm hitting a 9-iron, basically that was an 8-iron in my old set. So I should have known, never gonna hold that green. But it's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it would have ran all the way back. You see it goes all the way down there. It's the previous, that's the par 5 there. So not bad at all. We'll have a nice little chip. This is the hole that I really was thinking of when I was thinking about I need better irons, because there's no reason that I should be making such a poor score here. So I hit a bunch of 6-irons off this tee. Normally I hit 5-iron and didn't really go as far as I would have hoped. I was kind of surprised by that. And then I look at this. See this? This should be on the club, not in my hand. Here's the club. You see it? The thing has fallen out. So now it's just a cavity back, no longer a hybrid. I don't know what to say. Clubs are too old, I guess. It's funny because I didn't want to bring this up in today's video, but now I'm kind of forced to do so. I actually ordered a single used iron from like a brand new modern iron set. Mostly because I've talked to people and say, you know, like the general consensus is that like new clubs will go further than old clubs with, you know, given the same strike. And that's just because they're designed better or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they're designed more for that. So I ordered one Maverick. Obviously Callaway's everywhere, so it's no surprise that I'm interested in that, but one Maverick iron. We're gonna try it out. It should be here today. I wanted to use it in this round, but it's just freaking delayed twice now. So I'll definitely use it tomorrow because now I don't have a 6-iron. Another par, quietly having a really good round. Kind of cheating today. But anyway, it's funny because I was striking those irons off the toe, just like I was talking about in the previous hole. And that's where the break happened on the little plastic insert thingy. Now it's funny because that iron is the one that I took to the range to compare it to my other 6-iron. Struck it a lot. Like I got 2 large buckets of balls and went through all of them. About probably 90% of the balls hit were with that 6-iron. That might be in the future. We might have an option here. We might have to just get different clubs. These are going to break. Okay, I had 3 tee shots. 2 of them bounced, like they were a little left, and they bounced off this hill. You see this giant hill we're on, and they just ricochet off, like so crazy. It's so difficult to like actually play this hole. To hit driver on this hole is just such a bad idea. especially when the box is set up. But anyway, that's the ball I'm gonna play. So again, cheating, but I want to give myself good shots with these irons so I can get practice. When the box was way up, hit it way further than normal, still can't reach the green from there. Which is a terrible lie, obviously, but I don't know, just don't hit irons very far. Seven, thanks to chipping yet again. Third shot of the hole was like 40 yards total, hit about 55, 60, went off the back. Second shot, second chip of that area was downhill, smashed the ground before the ball. The ball literally went like about 5 feet. Oh my God, that is as close to the water as you're gonna get it. The box was way up. I was honestly thinking about like, yo, maybe if I hit the driver perfectly, I could actually carry the water, but no way. Yeah, I hit the 3-wood and it's just right here. Nice. It was a little bit longer than normal. So here's the ball, it's right there. I'm probably about 5 or so yards past, maybe like 10, depending on the line, I guess. Started out way too left, hit up there and trickled down though. So as you see, this was the problem I was having. So now I don't know what to do about it. But either way, I hit an 8-iron to see the difference, and it is back there in those weeds. I probably won't find it. Oh, fuck. Hey, don't do that. Kind of like jammed my club under my arm to carry it, and I hit that same spot where I was talking about my shoulder. Oh my God, it hurts so freaking bad. I could barely catch my breath. Make that first putt, hit it way long. So 5 there, whatever, it's fine. So now we're gonna hit, normally we've been hitting hybrid here and then like a little small iron, but we're done. We're trying to hit irons today, so we're gonna hit 5 and see where we end up. I did not mean to take a divot, and I did, and I still hit it exactly where I wanted to. So these irons quite forgiving. Ah! I'm really yeah, that was a really bad strike, obviously. So we're just gonna not hit anything but these irons again, and if it's way long, we'll deal with that. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen, honestly, because that's a bit ridiculous. Honestly, back in my mind, I was like, I don't even want this putt to go in because I'm gonna count it as a par when I did not make a par on this hole. We got to hit the iron. It was pretty good, a little long, firm, obviously very firm. It's no way it was going to hold the green, but it was great. It was struck really well, and I really like the feel of these irons. That's the best iron shot maybe ever. Felt amazing off the club too, and it was dead center of the club face. Yeah, let's see if we can actually see it. Yeah, you could actually probably see it a little bit, I don't know, but yeah, dead center of the club face, hit perfectly. It actually, what I usually do on this hole recently anyway, I've been kind of bunting a 3-iron, a hybrid thing up there, kind of just low shot, kind of just rolls out to the fringe. This actually ended up exactly where I normally reach bunting that 3-wood or 3 whatever it is hybrid. So I don't have the right club for these distances. I literally don't have a club short enough for it, so everything's going to be over pretty much. It's kind of a problem here. Okay, that was like 40 yards long, so I guess we're gonna have to, I don't know, there's a freaking 10-iron and a pitching wedge. I was like, I don't need those. I got a nice pitching wedge, happy with it. Nah, it was literally kind of like right there. Went and found it, and we'll just pretend that pretend that didn't happen, because that should not be happening. But this is a really not a great place to be hitting from. Terrible, but it worked out yet again. A lot of times those work out because like it's just actually perfect. You can do that, but we'll hit 5-iron off this hole and see if we can carry that stuff. And if not, I'll just, yeah, hit a ball that is gonna carry it. That's definitely carryable, no problem. Hit it extremely far off the toe. Like again, it's like turned the club as I was hitting it. That's how far off the toe I hit it. And it went dead straight, no problems. Barely carried, but you'd expect that. All right, another horrendous chip. Tell you what, the irons, cool concept, get new irons, but I mean, it doesn't help. Still can't reach the green in 2, and my chipping is just, it's taking strokes off every single time I have to chip. Been hitting it very well, very consistently, and now I'm finding that I have to kind of relearn how to play the holes, because I don't really have much shot shape like from left to right. So that was like 2 straight. It was actually kind of went through the fairway. I'd imagine we'll be back by those hills again, just nestled against that hill there. But yeah, so usually when I draw or when I pull it or whatever, it's usually actually 2 backs, not this one, but that one there. So it was hit extremely well. If it was just in the fairway, we'd have a really good shot in this. If it was online, that would be one of the farther shots I've hit on this hole. What the? Trees just make it, I mean, this is basically a par 5 for me. There's no way I'll ever make a par on this hole. Literally, the drive has to be like perfect shaped around those trees, otherwise it's going to be on those stupid mounds, and I just don't know how the hell you're supposed to hit a shot when it's like a 30-degree incline. But past that, this tree actually ate my ball up on the 3rd shot. If that didn't happen, it would have been, I think it would have been perfect. It seemed like it was coming out right, and then the chip and the putt were pretty good. So at this point, I'm just looking for more shots with the iron, so works fine to me. Yeah, trees kind of ate it up. Probably one of these trees. Hit it really low. not well struck at all. Hit it on the upswing too much, I guess, so I kind of just shot it instead of pushed it up. That's the ball, and we still got a long way to go. I hit another one over there, just messing around. But yeah, let's see if we can get this up and down here somehow. But no. That's another double. Again, thank you. Very good chipping. We're again on the ladies box, but it's a good thing this time because now I am experimenting with irons, so I don't feel like I am having my rhythm thrown off. Perfect. Actually, a little too right, but really well struck yet again. All the like best hits I've had so far with this 8-iron. But take a look at this. Yikes. Well, it was a pretty good chance at birdie, but missed it. Lines, I don't know, terrible at reading greens too, but hey, putt was actually pretty good. So we got the final hole left. Gonna try to hit some irons on it. I'd like to hit some drives too, just to practice, but that weather behind me doesn't look very good, does it? Still struggling with the timing at times, but the first three were perfect. So I hit 2 amazing irons. The first shot with the iron was a little left out right, and then I hit 3 excellent drives, like very good drives. It's like I'm kind of like reaching for the ball now that I'm putting my back right foot kind of further back. I feel like I have to kind of really turn the body to get through. So I just have to focus on pushing my hips. Like my hips are what's guiding the swing now. And it works perfectly, but if I don't get the timing right, then it's kind of embarrassing. I just hit the 7-iron. The 5-iron obviously is what you'd expect on a par 5, but I think I've seen everything I'm going to see from that club, so I barely hit the 7 at all, and it was pretty good. Plus this will give me a full shot into the green, hopefully. Are you kidding me? Now I'm short. Okay, now it's raining properly. That was a 6. We'll pick it up at the house, talk about what happened here today. Okay, so let's have a chat, shall we? Back home. Added the card up. It says 91, so that's, yeah, really good score. I was kind of so casual about it that I never really realized that, you know, the numbers I was putting in the card were so good. I mean, I had that triple and a couple doubles, but I parred 3 of the par 3s. Which honestly, I think that's what we should talk about. I parred 3 of the par 3s. One of them was a double, of course, but that wasn't because of the irons. So yeah, basically every like legitimate shot that I had with an iron was excellent. And I think that confirms to me that something needs to change about what I was hitting. I don't think I'll go back to hitting them one way or the other. But so let's talk about why that is. So first things first, they're obviously like more game improvement. I'm gonna ask my uncle what he thinks about the whole situation because they were his irons. But I don't think I probably should have never been hitting them in the first place. When I was younger, I had this kind of like, this thought that like, oh, like you should hit like the blade, you know, I think they call them blades or something like that. Like you should hit like the most like prestigious irons that you can, because once you get good with them, they're gonna really carry you. But like the more I look into golf stuff, it's like I don't know why anybody does that. Honestly, I really don't. Like unless you're like Tiger Woods level, where you're like bending shots like 50 yards like to the left because of, you know, crazy lies and stuff. Like that's why you want clubs like that, I think, is because you can do insane things with them. Unless you hit like the center of the club face every single time, they're just terrible. Like I don't know, like I hit shots that literally could have knocked the club around. That's how off the toe they were, and they went dead straight, and I don't think I lost much yardage. And then I hit some that were literally like pure, like the best strikes I've ever hit. And that does happen with the other irons, but I definitely feel like that moment of pureness doesn't happen anywhere near as often with those irons. So that could be for other reasons besides just the club face. I think there is more to it than that. One is they're graphite shafts instead of steel shafts. My uncle's clubs, they had a steel shaft, and it's like a stiff steel shaft. Now I still don't really understand the difference between regular and steel, or regular and stiff. And honestly, it doesn't really make any sense to me, like why you would ever use regular or less than that. Like I don't get it. People are like, oh, it's for slower swing speeds, but what's the actual benefit? I don't get it. Like to me, it's like, would you ever use rubber? Like how slow is your swing speed that you want it to be flexible? I don't understand why you would want it to be flexible. For me, like I'd rather the stiffest shaft that makes sense, so I just take it back and hit it forward and there's no movement at all in the club head. But maybe that's a bad thing and I just didn't understand why until today, because those are regular flex graphite shafts. Now the iron that I was talking about arrived, so let's see, you can see it here. 6 iron, and it has this stupid sticker on it. I've already been hitting it back here, and now it's got a bunch of dirt stuck to the face. Kind of annoying. But I'm gonna tell you what, I shouldn't be doing a review on a club, but I'm basically about to, because I'll tell you what, I'm extremely satisfied with this purchase already. I haven't even hit a ball yet, but it's in great shape, like legitimately in great shape. I paid $80 for this thing. It's on Callaway pre-owned, there's like 5 gradients of like quality, I think it's probably the way you describe it. There's like new, which I've heard people say that they literally get brand new irons. I don't know why, like somebody bought them and did not even take the wrapping off them basically. And then I bought the lowest one, which is like okay or something like that. Good, I think it's good. So I don't know, something low. And I expected something to suck about it, but the grip is in excellent shape. I mean, it's basically a brand new grip. You could even still, like, it's a little tacky still from like if you ever put a new grip on a club, it's a little tacky. The thing is, I have no idea what's going on with the shaft. It's a Catalyst Project X, which is like some kind of new shaft. I've never heard of this, so this must be new within the last few years. And it's 5.5. It says 65 and it says 5.5. Now I think the 5.5 has something to do with the flex, and from what I could tell, it's like near a stiff 5.5, but it does feel a lot more whippy than Fran's club, so my uncle's club. So I don't really know how, like, where this falls, like what this is compared to my other, like compared to those Kent hybrid iron things that I was hitting. I don't know how regular or stiff this is, but I've swung it a bunch already and it feels really good. So the next thing I'm going to bring up is the weight. His clubs are heavy, like legitimately heavy, and that's why you saw, well, not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons why you saw me when I swung that pitching wedge again after hitting that 9-iron and all those other clubs. It's like like, you ever swing a baseball trainer, like those metal balls that are just like twice the weight of a bat to get your swing more elevated or something? That's exactly what it felt like. I felt like I was swinging like some kind of training aid when I was swinging that pitching iron, whatever, pitching wedge, pitching wedge again, because it was so much heavier that I felt like my tempo was completely screwed up, and it was going to be very difficult to hit the ball. And that's part of why the chipping was so bad. Chipping's always terrible. Again, not trying to make excuses to say that it wasn't my fault, but that's also part of why, because it was like, my God, this club is twice the weight. It's basically, I felt like it's twice the weight. I don't know. Maybe this is all psychosomatic. It is very possible, because the more I start to think about this, literally when I took those clubs and put them in my bag today, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And I went out there and shot a 91. Now, of course, I cheated. There's like 3 or 4 holes where I hit like 8 balls and just took the best one, just so I could have good iron shots into the green. But still, I mean, I kind of do that anyway. I mean, it's not like I do that a lot, but it's like every once in a while I do it. So I really didn't cheat that bad. So 91, the thing is, most of the iron play was good, but it was really just a wedge. I don't actually have a wedge, man. That's the problem. I have no actual wedge. Anyway, let's not get off topic here. But so I do feel like it's way lighter and it's way easier to swing, like have a good tempo. Like I can control the club from start to finish. And it doesn't feel like I have to stop the club dramatically to take distance off it, which is what I felt like with the other clubs. I feel like I have to actually like stop the club. Otherwise, it's just gonna force my arms all the way through, you know what I mean? Like it's that heavy. It's, you know, I don't know how heavy it is, but it feels that heavy when I swing it that I can't stop it when I want. You ever see Tiger Woods stop a backswing? There's no way I could possibly do that with those clubs, and that's because I'm not anywhere as strong as him or skilled. But the point is that they're so heavy that if I did that, it would just force my arms to keep going. I couldn't stop it, which is, I don't know, bad example probably. But anyway, so I got this club. Yeah, so, and like I said, this is like the lowest quality, and it's in great shape. I mean, there's barely any marks. There's a couple toe marks. You can't probably see it, but there's a couple marks on the toe, but it doesn't look like it's even been hit. Like the irons that I was using for my uncle are in way worse condition than that. And this is supposed to be like the lowest quality they have. So we'll see. I'm gonna take it with me tomorrow. Hopefully use the range tomorrow before we start, because otherwise I don't know where this is gonna fit in the bag. That 6-iron, yeah, so then that 6-iron broke, in case you missed that somehow. It's not really broken, it's just the back thing that's broken. So maybe it's still useful, but when I was hitting it, it felt really like hollow. Like it was kind of like vibrating the whole club, because that wasn't there, so I don't think I should hit it anymore. So instead I'm obviously just gonna replace that with this. It's luckily a 6-iron, perfect. And we'll see. I'd imagine this will be better than that, because this is not 10 years old, but we're gonna find out. So again, on the quest for new gear. I hate to spend a ton of money, but like honestly, it's so, like I said, it's just like a mental thing at this point. I feel like if I just, you know, bought the best stuff. The thing is, like, the mistake I will not be making is I'm not gonna pay extra money for something and then it not help me. That I will not be doing that. Okay, so that's the only reason I haven't bought a driver yet, because I hit that driver well, and I think frankly I'm just weak. Like I just don't generate enough club head speed, and even when I hit it pure, it's still, you know, that's why I'm just not very strong. I've never, you know, lost a lot of muscle mass since I started fasting too. That's another big thing. But regardless, I don't know if the driver is going to help me. But even 10 or 15 more yards would be a huge benefit for me. Like it would make it so much easier to hit the green in 2. I still cannot get distance on the irons. So that's the next thing to check out for this, is if I actually hit this far, because, you know, all they talk about is distance on these clubs. So we're gonna find out. But I think mostly it's going to be my mechanics that hold me back. So that's that. So hopefully tomorrow, real time, I don't know when the videos will go live, but tomorrow I'm going with him. It was rainy today. Hopefully it's gonna be nice tomorrow. We're going very far to play golf. I've never been there before, literally first time ever. It's called Mount Laurel. We're gonna go there. And again, unless he's, you know, not comfortable with me filming, or it's really busy, I don't know what the circumstances would be that I can't film myself. I guess if it's really busy and we're like being rushed or something, I don't know. But I'll feel a lot more confident with him there, because like the worst that happens is they play through us, right? It's awkward alone because I always feel like I'm making a mistake. But anyway, so a lot to talk about. So thanks for watching. I'd really like your input on this, especially if you actually golf, what you think about, like, just try to think about what like new tech is compared to old tech. Because again, I'm replacing clubs that are like, I mean, they're well past 10 years old, I have to imagine. I'm pretty sure that driver's from 2005. I looked it up a while back. Actually, I looked it up to, in the description, I had a list of all the clubs I was using. I had to look that up to see exactly what it was called, because the name wasn't obvious. And I found a website that was published a review of 2005 for that driver. So That's old, and I can imagine that technology alone, like is swing for swing, me not improving in any way, just hitting newer technology, that should help me, right? What do you think?